So sensory integration is your ability to take in information, organize it, and make a response. So children that have difficulty processing that input or integrating that input, one of those steps breaks down.
We ask lots of questions about how the child is able to participate in normal age-appropriate activities. So for example, how does the child do in school? Are they able to interact with other children? Are they able to eat lunch in a cafeteria?
How is your child doing with bathing? Do they seem to respond well to touch? How do they respond to loud noises?
With the developing brain, there are critical connections that need to occur and be developed. These are tracks or fibers or pathways between brain areas. And it's exciting that there is developing evidence that the therapies assist with the development of these connections within the brain.
I always refer kids for therapy to get evaluated, just to do a general evaluation by a center that can handle physical, occupational, speech.
I often refer parents to the Pathways Awareness website. I find there's a wealth of information for parents. If they have concerns, they can look at the videos and see if what they're seeing at home is similar to those videos, bring that back to me, and have me refer them for early intervention.
Meet Ryder. Ryder's story demonstrates the value of early detection and early intervention. At an early age, Ryder had difficulty interpreting information received by his senses.
The Pathways videos are important because they provide education. They provide education to both the public, families, and to physicians. Physicians have the book knowledge to know developmental milestones in children, but they may not necessarily know what it looks like. And so these videos really help make that connection for the medical professionals.
And then what you see with these videos is, they say a picture speaks 1,000 words. Well, a video speaks 1,000,000 words. And what you see at Pathways is that ability to incorporate a video into education of providers as well as parents.
When Ryder was born, he was a full-term, healthy baby. He was our first son, and everything was perfect. We didn't notice anything really wrong until probably about a couple weeks in, when he really had no head support at all.
At 4 months of age, you would expect a child to be able to lift his head up 90 degrees. So at 4 months, if you see a child who's not doing that, you would hope that the provider would pick up on that lack of movement and be able to refer them for earlier intervention.
Really, the next step is to get a therapist to evaluate him and to look at him in a full picture, not just a single evaluation, but if it needs occupational physical therapy, to take a look.
Our pediatrician had recommended us to a therapy center, and so my husband and I pursued it. He got an evaluation and began therapy right away, and they concentrated on his head control and building strength in his arms and his muscles.
When we watch Ryder when he's 12 months and he's attempting to crawl, the movements are slow and that they're hard. You can tell he's having a hard time coordinating.
Whenever we'd have a play group or go to a playground with other children Ryder's age, he had a very difficult time keeping up with the other children, and he might attempt to try an activity, but as soon as the other children would just run by him and climb on the slide and get on the swing, and they would have done it like 10 times before Ryder could even, get to the stairs.
Here you see a child who wants to interact with his peers, but because of his sensory integration issues, he's having a difficult time doing that, and he's missing out on opportunity to grow and develop.
Since then, they've worked on so many things in therapy with Ryder. They mostly work on his balance and his coordination, on him trying new things such as going on swings and slides. They work on his body awareness, knowing and feeling where his body is.
So you see a child at 12 months of age who is struggling, and a year later they are thriving, and that's what you want to see happen. Ryder has improved greatly after therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy.
He has progressed tremendously, and I think we can all see the improvements, that he is now participating socially with his friends and his peers, and that he's able to do that in a multitasking way, like smiling while he's playing and interacting.
Clearly, we've seen the benefits of sensory integration therapy with our son. It's helped him improve in all areas of his life, and we know it will continue to help him, and we just feel so grateful that we got the help for Ryder when we did.
In the Rider video, you see a child who's struggling with sensory integration issues, and it's very subtle, but seeing the video really brings that out. So if I had a parent that may be concerned about sensory integration issues, or they're saying that their child is kind of overwhelmed by their environment, I might refer them to that video so they can look at it and see, is your child like this? And if they are, I want them to come back to me and we can discuss it and see if earlier intervention services like occupational therapy and physical therapy and speech therapy would be beneficial for that child.
Like anything else, the sooner you catch the problem, the sooner you can make it better. I think it's hard for doctors to pick up on this because we're still learning about it. And I think the Pathways Medical Roundtable is doing a job of trying to put that word out to doctors as well as to parents so that we can work together as a team to try to figure it out.